Perhaps you're a property manager, a letting agent, or an estate agent. I want to talk to you today about why your property business is being inconsistent. I'm going to give you some tips and hints of what I've learned from being a virtual assistant while working with many clients within the property industry, so I can give you some tips as to how it can help you in your business. Maybe you started your business because you was a landlord and you had a couple of your own properties to manage, and then people started seeing you managing your own properties really well, so you ended up getting a few more landlords, and then a few more landlords, and then a few more landlords, and then before you know it, you had a fully fledged property management business. Well, the question is, are you actually compliant? Are you actually registered with the appropriate government organizations in order to be a property manager? Because you're meant to have client money protection. With that, you need appropriate insurance. You need to make sure that you have appropriate bank accounts. You have an accountant or a bookkeeper that can keep you regulated with the HMRC. You also need to register with the Property Redress Scheme, which is a scheme that every property professional should be registered with, because the government is trying to ensure that the standards of those working in the property industry is raised. So if you're having an inconsistent business because you're probably getting some landlords who's not necessarily the best at looking after their property because they know that you're not necessarily a regulated property manager, so make sure you keep on top of your systems, make sure you're compliant, make sure you keep on top of all the government regulations so that you can get some good quality clients in your business. Coaches and mentors are really helpful and, to be honest, really important within the property industry. There are so many property mentors available at the moment. You can either have a one-on-one relationship with someone, or you can have someone online. You can watch, YouTube videos or Instagram. There's so many resources available for you in order for your business not to be consistent. The reason why your business is probably consistent is because you don't have anybody whom you look up to whose business is in a better position than yours. When it comes to having a coach or a mentor, obviously they're slightly different, but for you to have a coach or a mentor, they can give you advice, give you systems, give you software, enable you to network with people, give you they may even be able to recommend clients to you. At the end of the day, a coach or a mentor can get your mental framework in a better position for you to be able to run your business a lot better. They're there to support you, they're there to guide you, they're there to mentor you, so that your business is in much more of a consistent, financially better. You've got really good lead generations. They help you with your systems and as I said again, your software. So you should get definitely a property mentor and a coach enabled to push your business forward and for it to be not inconsistent. When you have a coach or mentor, they're more likely to give you weekly performance or KPIs. Obviously, you don't necessarily need a coach or mentor in order for you to work out your own KPIs, but these are key performance indicators. These are things that you should have in your business on a weekly basis. So targets and goals, things that you aim for when you have your property management business. If you was working in a larger organization or a larger office, they will have key performance indicators. They want to know how the business is going from week to week, from month to month, in order to compare it to last year's figures. So when have key performance indicators, how many leads are you generating a month? How are you actually going about generating leads every month? How often are your properties empty on a weekly basis? How quick are you at filling your properties on a weekly basis? How long does it take you to find a tenant? How many viewings does it take you to secure a tenant for your specific properties? These are all wonderful key performance indicators that you should have within your business to make sure your business runs and is efficient as possible. Without these key performance indicators, you don't really know where your business is going, which could lead to obviously the business being very inconsistent, not bringing in enough money for you. And obviously, as a property management business, you need to have properties to manage. So if you don't have, you know, as many properties to manage versus just lets only or rent collections, then, you know, your business isn't going to be, you know, really sustainable. Yes, there are people who just have a let only business where they just, you know, get the properties on, market them, let them out, and then push them back to the landlord. But to have a really good property management business, you want to have as many properties that you manage under your belt, because that is reoccurring income, that's reoccurring money. You then know where your finances are going to be on a monthly basis. You then know, you know, if you can grow the business. You then know if you can even pay your own mortgage, because obviously business is going to be supporting you in your own lifestyle and, you know, supporting your family also. And you may even have, you know, family members or, you know, things that you want to pay for that this business is going to support you with. So you need to make sure the property business that you have is generating a good source of income for you. And the best way to do that is to have key performance indicators. So look into getting that for your own business if you don't already have it. Another factor which could affect your property business being inconsistent is you're wasting money. Now, there's a possibility that you could have, you know, too many systems or too many software systems, because prop tech or property technology has really taken off recently. You're trying all these different softwares. Some of the softwares you're probably not even using. You're just paying for them on a recurring basis. You need to go through your bank statements and start canceling things. I know in your own personal life, you've probably got, you know, all these, you know, software things. You've probably forgotten all about them and you're still paying for them. You know, things like Amazon Prime, Netflix, Now TV, you know, this gaming thing, that gaming thing. You need to do the exact same in your property management business, because software has a way of just constantly ticking over, keep paying for it, and then you're not even using it. So you really need to look at your finances, because, you know, you don't want to have a hole in your bucket and all you're doing is earning all this money, and it's just draining out, you know, through the bottom of the business. You don't want that. You know, do you need an office? Is an office crucial for you? If the office you have and it's literally just you and you've got, you know, 5 floors, you don't need it. That's a bit ridiculous. Sometimes you don't even need an office at all. You could just literally, you know, go share a desk, depending on, you know, if you have staff members, if you have employed staff members, you know, where your office is positioned. Is it the most cost effective? Is it the best place for your brand to be? Could it be cheaper, or would a much more expensive location be better for your business? Would the location bring you much more prestige for your business? Obviously, it depends on the brand of your business, where your office is located. And then within the office, what kind of things do you have in your office? Are they all necessary? Does everybody necessarily need, you know, 5 screens? Can they work off laptops? Does everybody need a mobile? Do you have a company car? Does every staff member have a company car? Does every staff member need a company car? Could you just have maybe a pool car that everybody shares? A couple of pool cars that people share? Obviously, you know, this all depends upon your business specifically, but you definitely need to look at your finances to make sure that, you know, everything you're spending is absolutely necessary and crucial, because lots of people have businesses and, you know, they don't necessarily look at the finances, and then they realize that, you know, they're not even feeding themselves properly, because, you know, they're paying for all these different things. You know, they're spending 60% of the business income on, you know, financing the business itself, and not necessarily making enough money for themselves. So obviously look at your staff. Do you need all the staff members that you have? Is it possible that maybe some staff members could be freelance? Could you perhaps get a virtual assistant? You know, virtual assistants, there's so many of them. I myself am one. Do you want a UK virtual assistant if you're based in the UK? Do you want one from South Africa? Do you want one from India? Do you want one from Philippines? Do you even care where they're based? Obviously, depending on your location in the world, some virtual assistants are more expensive than other virtual assistants. I'm based in the UK. My pricing is in pounds, obviously, but then you have some places where, you know, you pay in dollars or rupees or whatever it is, depending on the location of those virtual assistants. So what I'm saying now is just to look at your finances and make sure that everything that you're spending is crucial for your business. If it's not crucial, if it's not needed, then you need to cut it. You need to be strict with yourself, because if your business is inconsistent, then therefore it's not generating what it needs to for you to take home and make a profitable business. Consistency is really important in your business. There's no two ways about it. And routines as well, and systems as well, and being organized as well. Those things are really key for you as an individual who's running your property management business. What kind of things are you doing within your business, or just with yourself personally? Are you going to bed extremely late? Does that mean you're then very tired the next day? You're not then able to function. How are you eating? Are you eating very well? Are you eating lots of crappy foods? Are you putting on loads of weight? Is that then making you extremely sluggish, making you very tired? How do you feel within yourself? Are you mentally okay? Do you need to be able to verbally diarrhea to somebody? Sometimes you can do that to a counselor, a therapist, a coach, a mentor. How are you mentally? How are you physically? What are you putting in your body? What are you wearing on your body? How do you feel? Are you comfortable? Are you confident? Because these are things that could lead to your business being inconsistent, because you are the director, the owner, the CEO of your business. If you don't feel good, if you don't feel comfortable, if you don't feel confident, then that will have a knock-on effect to other people in your business. If you have employees in your business and you're thinking everything is fine, everything is wonderful, you may have just come in after having a massive argument with people at home, you've come into work thinking everything's fine, you're thinking you haven't brought that argument into the office and you thought you've left it at home. I've been a secretary for many years prior to being a virtual assistant, and sorry about that. I got an alarm going. I was a secretary many years before I became a virtual assistant, and I would look after mainly gentlemen who were coming to the office, managers, directors, CEOs of their businesses, and they thought they had left their private business at home, but then when they come in, they've got an attitude, they're upset, they're snappy, they're really rude. I don't take it personally, because that is what it is. You're employed, you're working for someone, and that goes the same with, when you're working with when I'm working with clients. I don't take it personally. You can't, because everyone's got things going on, so just be careful, just be aware of how you're speaking to people, how you're interacting with people within your business, and also with your clients. Because if you're snappy, if you're short, if you're you're thinking you're not rude, but if you're rude to your clients, there's a possibility they could be taking their business away. If they're taking a business away to elsewhere, you need to assess, do an end of business assessment with them. Why are they leaving? What made them leave? Because as horrible as it is when someone leaves your business or when someone ends a relationship with you, there is some work to be done on your part. You may have been innocent, but you won't know that until you find out the exact reasons as to why someone has decided to leave your business. Was it because you wasn't responsive? Was it because you was a little bit cheeky? Was it because maybe you've increased your prices and they can no longer afford it? Whatever the reasons are that someone has decided to leave your business, which is making your business inconsistent, you need to find out what those answers are, and you need to be able to improve yourself, make yourself feel more comfortable and more confident, so you can run a better, more improved, more consistent business. There are many factors as to why various property businesses have been inconsistent and aren't making the money they're making, and clients are leaving. Do you know of any reasons why that could be? Perhaps there's some things I haven't mentioned. If you're able to let me know as to why you think some property businesses are not being consistent, you can share that with the community and we can all learn together. So I'm going to be sharing some more videos, so please watch the next one, and hopefully I can share some more hints and tips with you.